Good morning. Happy Monday. We're going to talk about my top 10 favorite productivity tools today. This was inspired by a reader who wrote in an ask for my favorite apps, and so I decided to expand it to productivity tools. And what you are seeing in this picture right now, these are the books that I'm debating from and which 3 I should bring to South Africa with me. So I'm still having a hard time deciding because I only want to bring 3 because I really don't need to bring this huge stack. But welcome and good morning, guys. So if you have any suggestions, I posted on Instagram last night. Just a second, I'm going to sit up in my seat. I posted on Instagram last night and asked for what books people would recommend that I bring, and I had a huge stack that I started with, and I've narrowed it down based upon people's votes. I've narrowed it down to, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to narrow that down to 3, and it's so hard because then people keep commenting and they're saying, you have to read this one, you have to read this one. And so yeah, I don't know if that's helping it or hurting it. But anyway, how many of you saw the lunar eclipse last night? I have a confession to make. Well, actually, I guess it's not a confession. We're planning to, good homeschool mom thing. But then, oh, you're welcome, Wanda, for the shorter Periscope title. I thought of you this morning as I wrote it. She's been saying that she has a hard time retweeting my Periscope titles because they're so long. I have a lot of words to say. Anyway, so we wanted to watch the lunar eclipse, but then it was cloudy, and I actually was kind of happy because we had to make a Target run last night for some last minute South Africa trip items that we needed to get. I had all of my kids lay out their clothes yesterday and pack their suitcases, and then we realized we had a few missing pieces, so we had to make a Target run, and by the time we got home, I was ready for bed. So I was kind of glad that it was cloudy so we could just go to bed. And I actually ended up giving my kids, Dramamine, the kids Dramamine last night because we brought this for the trip. Or we bought it for the trip, and a number of people said that it can actually, some kids can have reactions and they can be really wired on it. So we wanted to test it out to make sure. And if you saw on Instagram, my Instagram is instagram.com/themoneysavingmom. I posted yesterday about all the Dramamine that we brought. We kind of overbought, but last trip to South Africa, I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. And Lisa Jo kept saying, I really think you should bring some Dramamine. I really think you should bring some Dramamine. I was like, nah, I'm good. And then I ended up getting really sick about 4 hours in, and she had gotten really smart, and she'd gone to the store the day before and bought me some Dramamine because she just wasn't convinced, and I was so glad she had bought that for me. So you can't get Dramamine in South Africa, so we overbought just in the off chance that all of us are sick the whole flight. We have enough Dramamine for both flights. So the feature post on Periscope is the eclipse. I saw something about that, so I'll have to go check that out and show my kids because I was bummed that it was cloudy that we didn't get to see that. Okay, so if you are new here, I'd love for you to let me know that you are new. Post a comment and say I'm new and let me know your name. I'd love to give you a shout out. When are we leaving? We're leaving tomorrow, and I'll talk more about our trip at the end of this scope. You're new, welcome. Let me know your name so that I can say your name. First time commenting. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Joanne. Thank you, Jennifer. You're so sweet. We are so excited. Welcome, Christy. Welcome, Jay. Welcome, Sarah from Minnesota. Oh, thank you about loving my hair. I'm glad to have it done so that it actually works again. Just need a little trim. Hi, Marissa. Welcome. Okay, so if you're new, hi, Amy. Texas, hi. My name is Crystal Payne. I am the founder of MoneySavingMom.com, as well as the New York Times bestselling author of the book Say Goodbye to Survival Mode. And I'm also the creator of the 14-day online course Make Over Your Mornings, and that's at makeoveryourmornings.com. So if you're really struggling with your mornings and feeling like, I just don't know how to do mornings, and every morning it's stressful, go to makeoveryourmornings.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can type in your name and email address, and we will send you the first day of the course for free. I am also married to Jesse. We've been married for 12 and a half years. We have 3 kids. Catherine is 10, Caitlin is 8, and Silas is 6. We live in the Nashville, Tennessee area, and we are self-employed entrepreneurs, and we homeschool our kids. So today we are going to be talking about my top 10 productivity tools. So if you feel like you could use some inspiration and some tools to help you get more, be more productive, get your life more in order, today is the day for you. The big question, am I packing Redeeming Love? I don't have the book, so I'm trying to decide whether I should. If for those of you who missed last night, Angie Smith called me out on Twitter because she had texted me and told me you have to bring Redeeming Love on your trip. She called me out on Twitter, and Twitter then blew up, and everyone said that they could not believe that I had not read Redeeming Love, and basically I felt like I've been clearly missing out for years and years and years about this book that everyone else has read. So I need to read that book, but I don't have it. So I'm trying to decide whether I should download it, but I hate to read books on a device. And so, yeah, but I am going to read it. If it doesn't make it on this trip, I am going to read it. Okay, my website is MoneySavingMom.com. Okay, so top 10 productivity tools. These are not in any order. I just have been thinking about this the last few weeks because I'm actually working on a project with these, and so this is not in any order like, 10 is the least favorite and 1 is the most favorite or something. So number 1 is the Sleep Cycle app. This is an app that you can download to your phone that will wake you up when you are at the most optimum time. Your body is in the most optimum time to get up. So within a 30-minute window, you set a 30-minute window of when you want to wake up or the time that you want to be up by, and then it will wake you up somewhere in between 30 minutes before that time when your body is best in a place to wake up. And I can't tell you all the science behind it, but I can tell you that since I started using this app, I have felt more rested when I woke up, because it's not like my alarm clock is just jarring me up. It's like I'm waking up when I'm supposed to wake up. So that's the Sleep Cycle app. And I think it's a few dollars to download. My husband had downloaded it. I think it was free or something one time. Anyway, we really like that. They also have a Nap Cycle app if you want to take a nap and be woken up at the most optimum time. So that's a Sleep Cycle app, and using that has helped me to feel more energetic in the morning, which then has made me more productive in the morning. It also tracks your sleep, so you can see how well you're sleeping, and you can track, and it's helped me to determine like certain things when I've done certain things before bed, or certain habits that actually are impairing my sleep, and it's helped me to put better things in place so I sleep better. Number 2 is Google Calendar. I'm sure those of you who've been watching my scopes have guessed that I would talk about Google Calendar when I'm talking about productivity. But I highly recommend that if you didn't catch my other scopes, go to catch.me/MoneySavingMom. That's katch.me/MoneySavingMom, and you can see all of my scopes that I've done on productivity, and I talk in depth about Google Calendar and how I use it to keep my life organized, to keep my business organized, and to help me to just not be overwhelmed with many, many, many responsibilities. And I show you my calendar so you can get an idea of how it works for me. So that's at catch.me/MoneySavingMom. Number 3, Gmail. Again, you probably knew that I would say this, but I love all the features of Gmail, such as the send and archive feature, the filing feature, the ability to have a lot of things bypass my inbox and go directly into a file. I love Gmail. I also love that I can access it from any computer and any device, and it will look exactly the same. So I don't have to worry about my inbox, my computer crashing and me losing everything in my inbox. Number 4, this goes along with Gmail, and that is Boomerang. For those of you who missed one of my other scopes, I talked about how I've been using Boomerang to basically, it is an app that you add to your Gmail that allows you to choose when you want to send items. So when you want to send an email, let's say you wrote an email and you don't want it to go and hit and land in somebody's inbox until the following Tuesday. You can choose to have it set up so that it won't land in their inbox until then. And you can also choose whenever emails come in, you can boomerang them and get them sent back to you at a later time. So this really helps me if there are days when I'm feeling overwhelmed with my inbox, or I'm feeling like I just don't want to mess with that email right now, or I don't really need to think about it until next week. I will boomerang it to come back to me at a more ideal time so that I can focus on those few things that I need to focus on that day. Number 5 is Feedly. I use Feedly for reading blogs. I don't follow that many blogs, but I would not remember probably to go around and read all the blogs that I want to read each day or each week. So I use Feedly to have the feed of those blogs, and then I can quickly go and check it every day, read through what those blogs have posted very efficiently. Feedly is F-E-E-D-L-Y, Feedly. Waze, the Waze app, W-A-Z-E, the Waze app, if you have not downloaded this and you regularly drive places that you don't know how to get there, or you live in a city that has a lot of traffic, you must download the Waze app. The reason is it will tell you the fastest way to get anywhere you need to go. But not only that, it will alert you to traffic, it will alert you to anything that you need to know that's coming up, and it will then give you a detour. So we'll take you on a detour. So for instance, we live in the Nashville area. There is often really bad traffic that it would take 3 to 4 times to get to your destination if you just sat in it and slowly, inched along. So the Waze app allows you to bypass all of that traffic. They will set up the detour, they will tell you where you need to go, and will bypass all the traffic. And sometimes you're like, this is really weird. Why are they taking me down all of these side roads? And then you get back on the highway and you'll realize, oh my goodness, there was this huge accident and it totally detoured me around that, so I didn't sit in traffic for a very long time. So that's the Waze app. If you travel, if you oftentimes go places that you don't know where you're going, or you live in a town with a lot of traffic, this app has saved me so much time and frustration because it does the work for me. And I'm not good with directions, so I love it just telling me where to go and what to do. Number 7, again, this is another travel one, and that is TripIt. The TripIt app has been a lifesaver to me with traveling. What I love about the TripIt app is once you set it up, then you can elect to have an email connected to it. So anytime I get any travel itinerary, like a hotel reservation, a flight reservation, once it's booked and it's emailed to me, all I have to do is forward it to trips@tripit.com. I forward it to that email address, and it automatically puts it in my TripIt, and it sets up a trip for that trip. It's like a trip folder, and it will put all the information about that trip in that folder just by me forwarding the itinerary, just by me forwarding the reservation. I love it because I am not one that I'm going to go in and add all the details. Here's this number, and here's my reservation number, and here's where I'm staying, and all those details, but I need to know them. So just being able to forward the reservations to it, and it's setting up a folder for me. It feels like I have this professional assistant that's putting this all together for me, but all I'm actually doing is forwarding reservations. And then when I'm at the airport, I can just pull up this app, and it will show me exactly, what my flight number is, what airline I'm flying on, everything that I need to know is in TripIt, so I don't have to keep any paper copies of anything, keep anything in my email. I just always check the day before, make sure everything I need to know is in my TripIt, and then I'm good. The other thing that I love is that at any time I can access what my upcoming trips are. So a lot of times I'll be somewhere and somebody will say, hey, are you, going to be available, whatever, and I can say, hey, just let me check real quickly. Oh, I don't leave till 2 that day, so yes, I can do that. So I just love having everything in this app. So that's the TripIt app. I believe that there's a free version, and then there's also a professional version. I think it's about $50 a year. We actually have the professional version because I don't know all the bells and whistles with it, but the one thing I do know is that it connects our accounts. So we have multiple people traveling in multiple places sometimes, or coming from multiple places to one location. It will text me all the details. So if a flight is canceled, if a flight is changed, if anything changes, it texts me. And I love that, so that I can keep track of not only my own flight, but also other people who I'm going to be flying with. So that's the TripIt app. Number 8, podcasts and periscopes. Now you might say, wait, podcasts and periscopes, how is that helping you with productivity? Well, let me tell you, I love to be feeding my mind. I want to feed my mind with good things because I want to grow as a person. So podcasts and periscopes have really helped me to be able to grow as a person. I turn on my phone when, just when I'm getting ready in the morning, or when I'm washing dishes, or when I'm riding in the car by myself, when I'm folding laundry, when I'm working on a project on my computer that is just kind of some kind of project that I can multitask while I'm doing it. I'll turn on my phone and I will turn on a podcast or turn on a Periscope. I do a lot more replays of Periscope than live Periscopes, and I love the ability that at my fingertips I always have 5 to 10 really, really great podcast or Periscopes to listen to, so that I'm filling my mind with good things when my hands are busy on something else. And it makes housework and other things much more enjoyable. That's podcasts and periscopes. Number 9 is the delete button. I am such a fan of the delete button. And I think we would all do better to just learn to use the delete button very liberally in our lives. As in, if your inbox is overloaded, just delete everything you don't absolutely have to have in there. Using the delete button has helped me so much with productivity. And here's the other thing. As a blogger, I have become friends with the delete button when it comes to, also, this might sound terrible, but I'm going to explain why. So sometimes there are comments left on my blog or on my Facebook or on my social media that are really critical, sharply critical, hurtful comments, either condemning my family, condemning a choice that we've made, something. And I have a policy that I don't defend myself, and so sometimes I will just delete those comments, because I know that if it sits up there, not only are a lot of other people going to try to come to my defense and it's going to turn into a big fight, but also I know that I will kind of stew over it, and I will think about it and think, well, should I respond? How should I respond? And it will suck my time. And so sometimes the best thing for me to do is to just delete those. Now, I'm not saying that you need to delete all criticism. I'm a big fan of constructive criticism. I have a lot of it that I allow in my life. I ask for it because I want it, because I want to grow as a person. But at the same time, there are certain kinds of criticism that there's no value in it. It's just someone who they are kind of just being a drive-by jerk is kind of the best way to, and I know that they're not a jerk personally, and I hate to use that word, but I feel like they are in a hard place in their life, or they're upset about something. It's not about me, it's about them, and they're kind of foisting their struggles on me and making it about me, because that will make them feel better. And those types of things I just need to delete, because you just can't have a ton of voices in your life that are constantly screaming at you about how you're doing things wrong and how stupid you are. I just think you need to delete that out of your life. Have the trusted friends who are giving you the constructive criticism. But this helps my productivity to be like, I'm okay with disappointing those people, and I'm okay with muting their comments. I'm okay with not paying attention. I'm okay with deleting, because I want to focus on those things that I've been called to do and not get distracted by things that will just weigh me down. And number 10 is pen and paper. I'm such a fan of pen and paper. I use Google Calendar. I use some of these apps. I don't use very many apps. I had a hard time coming up with a top 10 list because I'm such a pen and paper girl. But I use pen and paper, as I've shared on my other scopes, for writing out my daily to-do list, because I found that the physical act of writing things down helps me to clarify, helps me to really visualize in my mind what my day is going to look like. like, and it helps me to be more organized. If I just have it on a list somewhere online, it will not help me to be as productive because I will forget, I'll have to go look it up, I won't have it cemented in my mind, and I feel like the physical act of writing it down actually helps me to make sure that I am having my priorities on that list. And I don't know what it is. There's probably some scientific reason, or maybe it's just that I'm weird. But that physical act makes such a difference in my productivity. So I'm going to review those again for those of you who might have not gotten them all. Number 1, the Sleep Cycle app. Number 2, Google Calendar. Number 3, Gmail. Number 4, Boomerang. Number 5, Feedly. Number 6, Waze, that's W-A-Z-E, the Waze app. Number 7, TripIt. Number 8, Podcasts and Periscopes. Number 9, the Delete button. And number 10, Pen and Paper. I would love to hear from you all what your favorite productivity tools and apps, what helps you to stay organized and productive. Leave a comment and let us know. I would love to hear about you. Thanks, Eric. You're not weird. Sometimes you actually crave the actual act of writing. Yes, I think it's because I am a visual person, and that physical act of doing that just really helps me for some reason. Oh, I'm so glad, April, that you feel super productive. Home Routines, that's a great app. I'm not familiar with that. I will have to check that out. Hello, Mornings, Day Designer, Planner. I have all these things that I have to go check out. Okay, so while you are leaving those in the comments, and I can't wait to go back and read your comments and hear and learn from you, I wanted to tell you about what you could expect while we're in South Africa. So tomorrow, we leave around, I think it's noon or 1. I need to go look at my TripIt app. We leave to go fly to Atlanta, and then we're going to fly from Atlanta to Johannesburg. And it's a 15-hour and 40-minute flight from Atlanta to Johannesburg. And we will get there on Wednesday, and it's an 8-hour time difference, and the Wi-Fi is extremely sketchy in South Africa. There are, when I was there before, I was actually surprised with how sketchy it was, because there's much, I mean, it's a very modern society. In many places there's extreme poverty and then extreme wealth. But I was very surprised that even with it being so modern, that the Wi-Fi was so sketchy. So it felt like it really took me 5 to 10 times as long to get anything done online. So this time around, I'm not planning to. Last time I ran my blog, and I would be gone from early in the morning until pretty late at night, and then I would try to blog, and I just wasn't getting enough sleep. So this time around, I have trained a wonderful assistant named Meg, who is going to be, she's been running my blog the last few weeks with posting the deals and helping me with Facebook, and she's doing an excellent job. Actually a much better job than I do when it comes to the deal posting, because I just haven't had enough time to do it all. So she's going to keep on with all the deals that you usually expect on Money Saving Mom are going to be there, and the Facebook being updated on Money Saving Mom that you can expect. We have some wonderful guest posts that we've pre-scheduled, and then I'm hoping to be able to get a few posts up at least about our adventure in South Africa, but I'm not going to make any promises, because I want to be able to be all there with my family. I want to be able to get sleep, and I want to be able to really soak in the experience. So I'm making no promises, but I will promise you this, and that is on Instagram, I will be updating. It's very easy. For some reason, the Wi-Fi works really well with your phone. I only will have Wi-Fi for a few hours a day when I'm in a certain houses of some of the locals that we'll be staying with. Probably there's a few other places that I might have Wi-Fi, but for the most part, I won't have Wi-Fi, but I'll be able to take pictures and then at the end of the day post them, because it's really easy to do on my phone because the Wi-Fi works with my phone. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is instagram.com/themoneysavingmom, because I didn't get on there soon enough, so I have to be The Money Saving Mom. So that's instagram.com/themoneysavingmom, and I will definitely be posting multiple times, probably a day, with pictures so you can get a little peek into our trip and how it's going. And then I'm going to hope to possibly post a few posts on Money Saving Mom, sharing about our adventures and what we're learning and how we're being affected by being there. However, you can know for sure that when I come back I will be blogging about it because I know it's going to affect us in very powerful and profound ways. Also, people have asked, what about scoping? I'd love for you to scope from South Africa, and I would love to as well. I just don't know what the Wi-Fi will be like. I don't know if the Wi-Fi will be strong enough for me to actually get a signal that's strong enough for me to scope. If I can, I'm definitely going to scope, but I will know more once I get there and once I try it out, and we will just see. So there might be radio silence on my scope for a week. We'll be gone from tomorrow until the following Tuesday, so the 6th. And so we'll just see. But I'm definitely planning to scope tomorrow morning. And then I don't know for the next week what it'll be like, but you can definitely follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/themoneysavingmom, because I will be posting there. So thank you so much. We're so excited about the trip and so excited about what God has for us there and what we're going to learn and how we're going to grow, and just my kids, their experience of an international travel and a different culture, and seeing extreme poverty for the first time and really experiencing that up hand and close. At the same time, seeing the beautiful people and how they are so resilient and they are so content and happy in the middle of what we would consider to just be miserable situations. They're so content and happy, and I cannot wait for my kids to experience that themselves. So we're so excited. So anyway, that is what I wanted to share with you today, and thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning around 7:30 a.m. for more morning motivation. Have a great day.